Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to our live coverage of the Dritte Liga. It's the opening weekend of the season. Dritte Liga football is back, and how good does it feel to say that? You join us at the Energie Stadion for FC Energie Cottbus against FC Saabrücken, two teams who went close last season to promotion to Bundesliga 2, but who suffered heartbreak right at the end of the campaign, particularly Saabrücken, who lost in a dramatic playoff promotion for Bundesliga 2. But we are back now, new ambitions, new players, everything still to play for. Let's take a look at the starting lineup, starting with FC Energie Cottbus. Three new signings make their league debut today for the hosts. Leon Guara at left back, Niemekye Awotwie Grant and Justin Butler all get a chance to impress. Eric Engelhardt, who has 4 league goals last season, starts in attack for Klaus-Dieter Wollitz. Much the same as well for Saabrücken. 3 new faces in their ranks selected to start the season. Robin Bortmuth, Florian Pick and former Cottbus man Nico Brettschneider are in. Sven Sonnenberg is the new captain this season. We'll be able to talk a little bit more about that later on, and he will wear the armband, whereas Kai Brünke leads the line for Alois Schwarz, is starting 11 here today. Not an easy game for both sets of players, for both clubs to get this campaign up and going, considering particularly where they finished last season. FC Saabrücken, who finished 3rd behind Arminia Bielefeld and Dynamo Dresden, of course, the 2 teams who got promotion. Saabrücken, who went on to lose the playoff against Braunschweig in the Bundesliga 2. Really dramatic playoff it was. They were beaten 2-0 in the first leg. They were winning 2-0 in the return match, only to be beaten then in extra time. Whereas Energie Cottbus, who finished 4th last season and therefore no chance either of automatic promotion or of an opportunity to get that playoff position. Here is Klaus-Dieter Wollitz. Been at the club since 2021. Klaus-Dieter Wollitz. Spoken about changing things around a little bit, making the right changes. It is FC Energie Cottbus against FC Saabrücken here live, match day 1 of the 2025-2026 Dritte Liga season at the Energie Stadion. 2 teams who were very close to promotion last campaign face off on the opening weekend of the season, looking to already set down a marker for the upcoming campaign. Last time these 2 sides met, it was Saabrücken who got the better of Cottbus. It was at home for Saabrücken, however. Very even record. These 2 clubs play against each other. 6 meetings overall, 4 in Bundesliga 2, 2 in the Dritte Liga. And the last 4 games has seen a winner. There hasn't been a draw between these 2 sides in now 20 years. And as ever, of course, here in Germany, the support, the clamour of the fans, absolutely brilliant. It's one of the big reasons why we love Dritte Liga football so much. The quality of support is one that any top tier leagues in the world would be envious of. Referee for this match is Mr. Martin Wilke. He'll be flanked by Matthias Heilig and Philipp Hofheinz. 4th official taking charge is Kevin Behrens. A reminder that there is no VAR in Dritte Liga, something that we've grown to be accustomed of course, in the modern day football. However, VAR is not in use in the 3rd tier of the German football pyramid. And some purists might say it's all the better for it. Energie Cottbus looking to keep faith with Klaus-Dieter Wollitz, who's very close to leading his team into a top 3 finish, which at the very worst would have guaranteed you that playoff position. The defeat against Saabrücken, incidentally, 2-1, was a damaging one for Cottbus back in March of last season. Have an opportunity to see this young man in action. New player, new face for Saabrücken. The Dritte Liga campaign kicks off for FC Energie Cottbus and FC Saabrücken, matchday 1 of the new 2025-2026 Dritte Liga campaign. Live at the Leag Energie Stadion. Plenty of games to go from now until the end of the campaign. 38 match days, 38 opportunities to try and get yourself as close as possible to automatic promotion, or at the very least into the top 3. Probably is an appropriate time to remind you of the rules in Dritte Liga. If you finish in the top 2, you gain automatic promotion to Bundesliga 2. If you finish 3rd, then you play a promotion playoff against the team in Bundesliga 2 that finishes in 14th place, or rather in 17th place. And the bottom 4 teams in Dritte Liga are all relegated to their respective regional divisions. It's still a long way to go until we'll be counting up where teams end up. For now, it's an opportunity to try and get to grips with some of the new faces for both sides and for the style of play. Cottbus to dominate possession of the ball. That is something that we're going to see a lot of from one of Cottbus's new signings, Yemekye Awotwie Grant, player who's been brought in from the Stuttgarter Kickers for 75,000 euros. The only signing so far during the summer transfer window for Cottbus that has actually seen them spend any money. Most of the other players who have joined the club have joined on a free transfer or on a loan. Here's an early corner for Klaus-Dieter Wollitz's team. Stroke in, and it came off the head there of Campulco. Didn't know much about it, kept in play. Hoffman to hold off the challenge. Challenge from his former teammate, Nico Brentschneider. Ironic roll of the dice for Brentschneider, who leaves Cottbus and then immediately plays them on his return to league action. Rorik with the long throw. Headed away, Kran heads on. Pass a little bit undercooked, but kept for now. Guara. Calivan with some good footwork there in the middle of the park. Very elegant player. Giergi. Tolkai Giergi has Turkish origins, as this is beautifully played in. It's a good burst off his line from goalkeeper Philipp Menzel. Lovely intricate football there, the flick from Engelhardt was perfect, really. He had a bit of a loose touch, as it turns out, from Borgman. Here is Borgman, tussling with Kran. Taken over by Hoffman. Slightly behind Gawara. Leon Gawara. Arrival from fellow Dritte Liga side Ingolstadt, but this is Tim Sevilla. Does well. And now Florian Pick. Florian Pick, first chance for him to shine. Took it a little bit too far. A lot of expectations surrounding Florian Pick, who has joined from Hessen Münster, team in Bundesliga 2, who finished just above the relegation zone, who were promoted from the Dritte Liga a couple of seasons ago, if you are able to cast your memory back to that period of time. Florian Pick, who certainly has quality, the 29-year-old. Struggled for goals for quite some time, has to be said. I don't think his talent has ever been questioned, but his productivity certainly has. Hasn't reached double figures in terms of goals or assists since the with 13 goals and 9 assists for Kaiserslautern. That was also in Dritte Liga. Captain Sonnenberg. Calmly done to Joe BeReal. And Schneider. Sort of think that the crowd will enjoy a little bit of physicality brought to the fore by another of the Cottbus new signings, Justin Butler, the American. It's dual nationality, Justin Butler. Germany being the other one. Bit of a cagey affair at the moment, and the referee there unhappy with the challenge on Kai Brünke. First chance for FC Saabrücken to show something here from the set piece. Tim Sevilla standing over this one, it's Brent Schneider. Teasing delivery there from Nico Brettschneider. One of the reasons why Saabrücken were keen to bring him to the club is the quality he has in that left foot of his. Very hybrid kind of player as well, can comfortably play in a back four or a back five or three. Today, for example, it is a back three for Saabrücken with BeReal, Bormuth and Sonnenberg. Then Wilhelm and Brettschneider down the flanks. Bietzke. Clearance. Control by Engelhardt. That was nicely done. Gawara. Guara trying to thread that ball through. It was reached by Engelhardt, but a bit unlucky there, the Cottbus number 18, to just touch the ball on his way through. Number of games kicking off this afternoon at 2 p.m. German time. The season did start with a match between Rot-Weiss Essen and Munich 1860 yesterday evening, which finished in a 1-1 draw. So we are still waiting for the first win, shall we say, of the season. Sevilla. Couple of the VIPs of Cottbus in attendance. Guara trying to find Butler, didn't find him. That's dealt with by a Wartweir Grant. Good flick there by Sontheimer. Pick. Guara calmly taking the ball up the pitch. Still not too much going on here for Cottbus. Looking to hold on to possession, not take many risks. Engelhardt. That's nicely done, and the cross dealt with. Bournemouth with the defensive header, that's tidied up by Hoffman. Good give and go. Kran trying to put in a challenge, and does. So Rohrig is going to take this one. Henry Rohrig. Come in, and there it is. Opening goal of the season for Cottbus. Scored by their number 10, Solkai Gierci. Only assume that the Gierci family are going to be expecting a new member very soon. Rohrig's corner, low. Engelhardt leaves it, and Gierci there. It's very congested in front of Philipp Menzel. Makes it all the more difficult for the Saabrücken goalkeeper. It's just enough contact there. Nicely worked from the set play routine, and off we go again here. Cottbus attacking immediately, and it's the goal scorer, Djergi. Leaves it to Roerig. Roerig's cross, and Menzel hangs on. He's not happy though, the Saabrücken goalkeeper. Barely finished one replay, and Cottbus had almost put the ball in the back of the net a second time. Certainly picking up where he left off from last season. The Cottbus number 10, 15 goals and 6 assists for Tolkai Djergi. Sontheimer, Kran. Elijah Kran, very skillful player. He's a young man you need to keep your eye on this season, particularly with the players that have moved on a little bit in the Saabrücken ranks rather than rights. The sort of player we might see a little bit more of. It's a free kick given in favour of Leon Guara. Cup. Wartwear Grant. Be a delicate balance for Klaus-Dieter Wollitz not to upset his team too much with the new signings, but there have really been a number of important additions to this Cottbus team as the ball's played in and fired wide. What a chance for Justin Butler to score on his Cottbus Dritte Liga debut. It was a perfect ball in. Wilhelm, a little bit of loose defending there. Allows his man to turn and get the shot away. Another factor that you would imagine Philipp Menzel will not be happy with. Guara. Seems powerful, Guara. Just taking his time to get the ball back in play. Guara. 29 years old, another dual national in this Cottbus side with, of course, a German passport and also representing the Gambia at international level. Butler's going to require a little bit of medical attention. Looks like he's got a cut lip. It's good play. Drops here to Pelivan. There's that elegance we were talking about, just dispossessed by a good tackle from Patrick Sontheimer. Kran. And to Menzel. A bit of pressure at the moment on Saarbrücken's goal. Pressure that pays off for Cottbus. Cottbus corner. Scored from their first corner, Cottbus. Henry Rorig's delivery. Edge of the box still alive. There's the volley. Not accurate enough from Tim Kampulka. Certainly there for him to hit. He didn't think twice about it, Kampulka. Pick. Cleared away by Rorig. Spread out to Leon Gawara, who's accepted every opportunity he's had to come forward so far, and he comes forwards again and finds Gierci. Oh, that is superb. Well, Energie Cottbus are attacking the start of this new season with some real power and flair. The power embodied by new signing Leon Gawara, and the flair by their star Solkai Gierci. Look at where he picks up the ball, he goes, he drives, everyone backs off him, and then it's the vision to pick the pass, the finish into the top corner. Very good goal. Cottbus cruising. Cottbus lead 2-0. We're midway through this first half, and the one worrying thing you would say for Alois Schwarz and for Saabrücken is that they've not really managed to create any sort of notable danger in front of Elias Beeker's goal. Dealt with again, Pelivan. Saabrücken players unhappy with that decision by referee Martin Wilke. Threaded through once again, Engelhardt. Dealt with this time. Borgman. Good defending. It's another corner, another chance for Cottbus. Comes the corner, and a free kick this time goes in favour of Saabrücken. Brett Schneider wants the ball. Here's Bichel. deeper and deeper, Florian Pick, to try and get himself on the ball a little bit more often. Goes over under the challenge, which he's perhaps a little bit fortunate to get. Axel Borgman just making his point to the referee there that he thought Florian Pick had gone over rather easily. Here is Pick, and that's good play. Wilhelm's cross. Sevilla arrives! Saabrücken have pulled one back almost immediately. Tim Sevilla with a towering header. Still no smile from Alois Schwarz. Florian Pick shows his quality there, but the quality is on the cross here. And Sevilla, nobody even gets near him. Let's just muscle that pass. Elias Bieke. We've got a game on our hands here this afternoon. Cottbus, who looks so comfortable, have almost conceded with the first chance that they conceded in this game. Rohrig. Good feet. Borgman. Played. Looks like Brett Schneider. Judge has been spoken to by the referee. Menzel. Be a lot calmer now, Menzel, that his team have pulled a goal back. Brett Schneider. Michel. Here's Brett Schneider. Saarbrücken's turn to enjoy a little bit more possession. Sonsheimer, always capable of finding the right pass, and there's Florian Pick again, trying to create something with Wilhelm. Good feet. Pick kept on running. Another cross towards Brünker, spilled by the keeper, collected this time by Bietzke. contact there with the shin of Nico Brettschneider. Play once again as Engelhardt muscles through a couple of challenges. Gieci, Elevan, Rorik, Gieci, he's on for a hat-trick. He's kept the ball all the way. Now he's put it out of play. Here for Justin Butler, whose Cottbus debut might be lasting a lot shorter than what he would have hoped. Away supporters trying to bring a little bit of atmosphere. Might be looking to come back on Butler. Hurt his lip a little bit earlier on, now it seems it's his head. Kampulka goes long. Bounces there to Hoffmann. One back by Saabrücken. Brünke. Not seen much of Kai Brünke, but he's won the free kick there. Good hold-up play. The Saabrücken number 9. Easily have been a yellow card as well. Michel. Bournemouth. Sontheimer. Good switch, Wilhelm. Sontheimer again. Wilhelm again. Kran was on his heels there, didn't expect the pass. Being told by Wilhelm to be a little bit more responsive there. Schneider, who's been given the customary boos for a former player returning to the club Sonnenberg. Borgman tried something very difficult, but had it come off, it would have been brilliant. It's a real battle in midfield, that's for certain. Pelivan just got past Surveyor, and it might open up here for Rorik. Comes back inside. Important touch from Rorik though, keeps it with the momentum going in the right way. Butler. Pelivan. Did really well. Kampulka fizzled through a hole there. It's more good play though. Sivea was given Saabrücken hope. A wild tackle, cannoned into the face of Kran, and now it's Engelhardt. Giergi's on the move. Giergi looking for a hat-trick. Leaves it, and that's a great save. Butler. Butler again. Cleared by Sonnenberg. And the referee puts a stop to that. Brilliant play by Giergi. I don't think Justin Butler quite catches it the way he would have wanted. Catches the second one. It's cleared by the Saabrücken captain. Brett Schneider. Here's the chance again. Giergi just hits Butler's standing foot. Corner now for Saabrücken. Corner comes in, headed clear, and again. As far as Patrick Sonsheimer, last man back. For Butler to chase. His speed is one of the attributes that brought him to Cottbus. Butler. What he was trying to do, it's going to stay in play for Solskjaer Giergi. Back again. Now the strike. The crossbar. having some game in his first half, Leon Guevara. Giergi. Guevara. Another good tackle. They've been really aggressive on the ball carrier. Step overs Giergi. Very nearly came away with the ball again. Sevilla has drawn the free kick. Teams perhaps not quite ready for the start of the campaign, but it's been anything but here this afternoon. Cottbus and Saabrücken come here to play. It took a little while for Saabrücken to get going. Sevilla, that header of his certainly has given them hope. Cottbus just seem to have the edge. Brett Schneider, good ball, Sevilla. Going to get another free kick. Pelivan once more. Player guilty of fouling him. Dangerous free kick here. Sevilla lifts it into a danger area. To be BeReal on the stretch. It's such a dangerous free kick, it really is. It's not a long, long leg. Robin Bournemouth. Charles BeReal, my apology. Rorik. Kampulka. Giergi. For the run of Axel Borgman. In the end, it's gone through harmlessly to Philip Menzel. Apart from the goal scored by Tim Sevilla, you are tempted to say that Elias Beeker has really had very, very little to do. The Cottbus goalkeeper, unlike Philip Menzel, who's been called into action a lot. Pick, Kran, you can see what he was trying to do. Undercooked it a little bit there towards Brett Schneider. Is Brett Schneider. Had a lot more time available to him than he thought. Beeker. Kran. Can't imagine there being too much added time at the end of this first half. Been too many stoppages in play. At the very least, not too many long ones. 3 minutes. Indicated by fourth official Kevin Behrens. Here's Kran. Haven't seen much of Elijah Kran in this first half. He's been able to showcase his power, physicality in that midfield. Giergi once again gets a little bit lucky. Referee doesn't see anything wrong with the challenge there from BeReal. Wilhelm. BeReal once more into Sevilla. Wilhelm has got 8 players to aim for in the middle. Sonsheimer. Low sense of gravity helping him there. Patrick Sonsheimer. Sevilla, the goal scorer for Saabrücken. Now Brünke. BeReal. Pick. Sevilla. Defending. Now the counter-attack might be on. It's Butler racing clear. And still going. Giergi. What can he do here? Giergi! Very nearly a hat-trick on the stroke of half-time for Cottbus as number 10. Credit to BeReal, he stayed with Giergi there, didn't give him an easy option. Still a Cottbus corner. In it comes. Walker's head. Cleared away. Not too far. Comes in, it's still dangerously hovering around the box. Eventually cleared by Saabrücken. 30 seconds of the added 3 minutes. Free kick given against Engelhardt. That might just lead us to half-time. It does lead us to half-time, and it has been an action-packed first half here at the Energie Stadion. Cottbus took a 2-goal lead thanks to this man, Solkai Giergi, before Tim Sevilla was able to pull one back with a towering header. At the break here, it is Energie Cottbus 2, FC Saabrücken 1. Welcome back everyone to the Liga Energie Stadion for the second half between FC Energie Cottbus and FC Saabrücken. After 45 minutes here, it is Cottbus 2, Saabrücken 1. A brace for Cottbus star Solchai Giergi, and a goal pulled back with a towering header by Tim Surveyor for Saabrücken. But you have to say that for most of the first half, Alois Schwarz's players were simply not at the races. Cottbus had multiple chances to add to their 2 goals. Justin Butler in particular with a glorious opportunity, unable to connect properly with it on a number of times, the Germano-American. And now we are all set for the second half. It is Giergi who gets the ball rolling. Cottbus 2, Saabrücken 1 after 45 minutes. In their last 4 meetings in all competitions, there has always been a winner when these two have played. A reminder, if you're just joining us now, that Cottbus finished last season in 4th place, Saabrücken in 3rd. Saabrücken who were beaten in the playoff to gain promotion to Bundesliga 2 by Braunschweig, and Brünke there has to be tidied up by Cottbus, and it is tidied up, and tidied up nicely as well. Wilhelm. It was his cross which found Surveyor. Tim Surveyor, now Florian Pick. Pick's ball in, and Brünke was just waiting there. One player that we didn't see too much of in the opening 45 minutes is Elijah Kran, who was not really able to show off that physicality and power of his, but if he is able to get going, the Saabrücken number 5, then he is a real handful. Free kick given early on in this game in favour of Cottbus. Engelhardt being spoken to by the referee. Eric Engelhardt is one of those players who has struggled a little bit over the last couple of years to really make a mark. 27 years old now, Eric Engelhardt, as Gawara finds a bit of space. Giergi, always danger when he's got the ball. Pelivan making a run. Giergi looking for Pelivan. Once again with Cottbus as number 10. Look at the skill and the drive. And Engelhardt couldn't quite apply that finishing touch. Had to come up with something creative, which he did. Wasn't accurate enough. He's involved in everything positive at the moment for his team. Butler, good skill, still going. Butler's cross was in a dangerous area, but no runners. A little bit disappointing there for Justin Butler that his teammates weren't quite able to throw bodies forwards. Seems to be a good understanding between Butler and new signing Leon Gawara. That's a free kick conceded by Patrick Sontheimer. Borgman with a few words for him. Just showed him the ball in the hope he was going to nibble, and nibble he did, Sontheimer. Spoken about the impact, obviously, of Solchai Giergi. Eric Engelhardt, historically speaking, has been a big player for Cottbus. Got a chance here, Cottbus. Free kick comes in. Very nearly struck in at the far post. Yeah, Mekier. Awotwia Grant was there. Couldn't quite time that effort to perfection there, the Cottbus centre-back. Kampulka. Kawara trying to return the ball there to Butler, which is something we've seen on a number of occasions actually work for Cottbus. Late challenge on Bournemouth. Talking about Engelhardt a little bit earlier on, it was his 19 goals in 16 games for Cottbus in the Regionalliga Nordost in the 21-22 season, which caught the eye for Cottbus, who are in their second consecutive season in Dritte Liga. During that campaign, finished third in the Regionalliga Nordost, unable to gain promotion to the Dritte Liga. Eric Engelhardt was the top scorer for them that campaign. Fantastic return, 19 goals in 16 games, quite an achievement. It earned Engelhardt a move to VfL Osnabrück, where he then scored 11 goals before scoring 10 for Osnabrück in the Bundesliga 2. He was with VfL Osnabrück at the start of last season, where he only managed 2 goals before making the switch back to Cottbus in January, where he was able to add another 2 goals and 2 assists in 18 matches. So safe to say we haven't seen the best of Eric Engelhardt in a Cottbus jersey for a number of years. Looking to add a little bit to those numbers. Kawara again with Butler. That is a wild challenge. Referee allowed play on initially. Looked to me like he was reaching for his yellow card. Just going to ground in a rather hopeless challenge, possibly hoping and managing to stop Justin Butler in his tracks. Good play. That's a really good ball, and there are runners here. Engelhardt wins a corner. Rohrig to Giergi was a combination that worked well in the first half, and it might work here. Point blank range, headed over by Tim Kampulka. It's the flick at the near post, and oh, how close is that from Kampulka? May not get a better chance all season, you know. Not the tallest centre-back around, Tim Kampulka, but certainly gets stuck in as Giergi goes again. Unable to hit the target. I'm not sure Menzel was reaching that had it been on target. Wilhelm. Crown. He's losing the midfield battle at the moment, Elijah Crown. Kawara takes off, and more skillful work there by Butler. The ball stayed in play, and on we go. It's a good challenge, and that's a good pass. Surveyor. And that's going to be the first yellow card of the game, no doubt about it. Rohrig coming across and completely playing the man, not the ball. Sort of foul which many people in football believe should be punished by a more severe sanction than just a yellow card. There were talks at FIFA and UEFA of introducing a blue card. I've heard about this for quite some time now. That would, much like in rugby, mean the temporary suspension of a player for 10 minutes or so. Exclusion rather than suspension is probably the right word. So Butler here, looked like a clean tackle. Rohrig certainly wasn't. Surveyor. That's a challenge that they weren't happy with, Cottbus. One of those that might be 50-50. Beaker. Second ball's often dropping to the Cottbus players, and Henry Rohrig and Leon Kawara are having standout games. Both fullbacks, and we know in the modern game just how important the fullback position is. Kawara trying to lift it into space for Butler. Butler's ball in is very good. Engelhardt! There is the goal for Engelhardt. And that might just be the sign that Eric Engelhardt is looking to produce a standout season in a season where Cottbus very much hope that they can gain promotion to Bundesliga 2. Eric Engelhardt, first goal of the season, and Klaus-Dieter Wollitz can breathe a little bit more easily now. Two of the club's new signings combine. Engelhardt keeps his feet and just puts it out of reach of Philipp Menzel. But it's very, very good play by Butler. Sonnenberg. A bit of a long way back now for Saabrücken, who came back in a little bit of a strange circumstance as well. Sim Surveyor's header. This is Florian Pick. Sven Sonnenberg, who replaces Manuel Zietz as captain this season for Saabrücken. After 9 years of wearing the armband, Zietz said enough. Drops to Pick, with Butler there. It's a good physical battle, still in play. Pick gets the cross, and it's dropped here. Low strike, but it hit the arm. Oh, it's a penalty that's been given. Confusion here. Seems to me that the referee's given a penalty here. just after scoring their third, Cottbus may yet again be pegged back, and it's Florian Pick who's going to be tasked with converting this. It's Pick, and Saabrücken are right back in it once again. Alois Schwartz's team not ready to just roll over. It's a good pick. I was going to say it's a good goal by Florian Pick. His first for Saabrücken. And a goal on his Dritte Liga debut with Saabrücken for Florian Pick. Time now for some changes. There's going to be an attacking change made. Bormuth and Kran are the players to make way. Both of them not particularly effective or impressive, you have to say, in the first hour of play here. So Kazim Rabihic certainly going to add more threats. Rabihic, Baumann introduced as well. I don't think the referee sees anything wrong with that challenge either. Kazim Rabihic with 8 goals for Saabrücken last season. It's now going to be interesting duo at the top end of the pitch with Brünker. This time the free kick does go Cottbus's way. Borgman fouled. I'll tell you what, looking at the replay, there was very, very little in that. It's not been an easy game for referee Martin Wilke. That's a good effort, kept out by Menzel. The thing with Cottbus is every time they come forwards, they look like they could score. Giergi again looking for Engelhardt and Butler in behind. It's a feisty game this afternoon. Rohrig going straight for it off the post. Sevilla. Baumann in pursuit. Ken Kawahara with a special piece of skill, and Butler looking to show off his speed. It's good tracking back by Wilhelm. Changing personnel for FC Saabrücken means that there's also a change in formation for them. They've gone to 4 at the back. Sonsheimer, Surveyor and Pick behind Baumann, Rabihic and Brünker. Alois Schwarz chases after this equalising goal. Pick. Sonnenberg trying to win back the ball. It's just kicked away in the end. Baumann playing on the shoulder of the Cottbus last defender. There's certainly more bodies in the forward positions now for Saabrücken. Borgmann. Pelivan. Had a good game, Dominic Pelivan in that midfield, he really has. Stole the show when Kran was there. Butler away from one. Pelivan. Now Engelhardt. Goes down. Good tackle. Wilhelm with the foul on Eric Engelhardt. It's another free kick, dangerous free kick. Right on the edge of the box. Difficult angle. It's Rohrig, it's curling. It's headed by BeReal, but only behind for another corner. Over 10 years now that Cottbus played in Bundesliga 2. Nearly 20 years since they were relegated from the Bundesliga at the end of the 08-09 campaign. Ball comes in by Rohrig. Drops to Gawara. Hits the side netting. Backed him to hit it first time. Performance that would really deserve a goal, considering how well he's played, Leon Gawara. Wilhelm. Still no changes for Klaus-Dieter Wollitz. Seems content with the 11 out there, the Cottbus head coach. Cottbus who are up against Schweinfurt next, before hosting Hanover in the German Cup. And then it'll will be an away trip to Hoffenheim too, followed by Ingolstadt here, before playing against Mannheim. Good play by Sonsheimer. Too far ahead of Rabihic, who's not happy with the service. Those are the next 5 games for Cottbus. Saabrücken, meanwhile, will play their first home game of the season against Viktoria Köln before hosting Magdeburg in the Cup, and then it's VfL Osnabrück, Aue and Stuttgart too to complete their first 5 fixtures of the season. First 6, including this one, of course. Rabihic. Diving header to clear the ball, not too far away. In it comes again. Wietke was there. Baumann thinks he should have a corner. Looks like the referee's just changed his mind. Rabihic's ball comes off the shoulder of Niamekye Awotwe-Agran. Good thing for Elias Bieke, because he was caught in no man's land. As it turns out, ref didn't change his mind, and there's a big collision there and a yellow card shown. Appeals for a red card. So Borkman is the captain. Sonnenberg, the player, has been shown the yellow. Free kick direct and very nearly brilliant. BeReal. In, but does well, all things considered. And that's an easy catch there for Bietke. We're heading towards the last 15 minutes of the match. Still Cottbus with a 1-goal advantage, and what has been a pretty thrilling game so far. Very difficult to call, because every time Cottbus seem to give themselves a little bit of breathing space, Saabrücken find a way to strike back. This would be an unwelcome sight for FC Saabrücken. Schneider, who's just joined the club, making his Dritte Liga debut for Saabrücken, looks to have pulled up with a muscle injury. A couple of weeks out, and shake of the head from the player. Looks like it's his groin that's just gone. his teammates that the change needs to be made. So Alois Schwartz, who's already made 2 changes, is going to have to make a 3rd one, this one enforced. Wonder if it's going to lead to another change in formation. Meanwhile, Klaus-Dieter Wollitz passing on instructions to his players. Spoken about Cottbus and their aspirations, of course, of returning to the German elite, starting with promotion to Bundesliga 2, where things really get even more serious than they are in Dritte Liga. Saabrücken, meanwhile, have never played in the top tier of German football. The highest division they've reached was the Bundesliga 2, which they last played in the 05-06 campaign, so exactly 20 years ago now. The 05-06 campaign, which culminated in the Football World Cup in Germany, won by Italy on penalties against France. Of course, for Zinedine Zidane's Panenka penalty against Gianluigi Buffon. And then Zidane shown a red card for headbutting Materazzi, Italy, who had knocked out Germany in the semi-finals. Confirmation that the substitution is going to have to be made here. It's Till Schumacher who's coming on. Just wait for confirmation of the change. Hearts. Sonsheimer once again clashing with Pelivan there. Not the biggest player around, Patrick Sonsheimer, but certainly very fiery. Surveyor. Hoffman there. Guevara not quite on the same wavelength. For once, he attempted to say, because it's been a rather seamless introduction for Leon Guevara, certainly on the evidence we've seen today. Borgman. Solo run by Borgman, stopped eventually. Rabihic calling Wilhelm into action and asking a lot of his teammate, Kai Brünke. Player we haven't seen too much of, Kai Brünke. When he does get chances, he's Usually relatively reliable in terms of scoring them, but his teammates haven't really given him a lot to aim for, to play for in the opening 80 minutes here. But as I say, only needs one, Brünker. Sonnenberg. Wilhelm. Good ball into Sevilla. Now Sonsheimer. Pick has gone out to the left. Florian Pick. Sonsheimer tees up for him. Rabihich. Tackle off the leg of Butler though. Looks to be a little bit of a generous free kick. First changes to be made by Klaus-Dieter Wollitz. Ziaris. Tatamush about to be introduced here. Ted Tatamush and Boziaris, Yanis Boziaris. New faces here. Eric Engelhardt at the moment has scored what is the winning goal. Rodney Alongo-Yombo has been introduced as well for Saabrücken in place of Kai Brünker, who, as we said, hasn't really had a lot of service. Very generous with his running as always. Menzel. Sonnenberg. Bichel. Volkswagen on in place of Sevilla. It's a nice feed. Even better feed. Lovely skill there, and he's still going. It's a good tackle. Referee just says play on. Rodney Alongo-Yombo there. Possibly some of the best skill we'll see all season. Look at that. Tempted to say ole. Though, as he has been throughout the game, keeps his eye on the ball. Tidies up for his teammates. So precious. Pelivan just in front of his defenders. Real sentinel there. Rabihich trying to show off his skills as well, but risky area in the pitch to do so. He's been lost, offside given. Been unplayable at times in this match, Kawara. That's given away. Up Schumacher. Now Pick. Pick, and he draws a save by Equal there. Sure. Dink into the middle. Never easy when the goalkeeper's forced to backtrack. Corner here for Saabrücken. 5 minutes left of the 90. Headed away by Tatamush. Another chance. Rabihic fires. Bietka this time holds on to it. Cottbus a lot happier to just sit back and defend their lead at the moment. Saabrücken are the ones who have to get creative in the last 5 minutes. Rabihic, the player who scored what turned out to be the winning goal when these two sides last met in March. Borgman pushed, wins the free kick. Yombo. What you would say is that Klaus-Dieter Wollitz will be immensely pleased with the way his new signings have performed. Leon Guevara has been the pick of the bunch, but Yemekier, Awotwe Grant and Justin Butler have also been absolutely brilliant over the course of the match. They've been threatening, they've been solid. Here's a strike and it's parried away, and Tatamush is lurking. No, Butler was the one to take on the strike. Risky play from Saabrücken. The ball's going to be won back here by Cottbus. There was Butler. Ferocious effort from him. A little bit too central, otherwise Philip Menzel might have been picking the ball out of his own net for a fourth time. Guevara. Giegi. Waving everybody forwards. We're about to find out how much added time there's going to be. Pick's header. Rabihic back to Pick. Again, lovely defending. Rohrig. Boziaris. Good ball. Rory kept on running, eventually dispossessed. It's really good hold-up play and another excellent tackle by Yemekier Amotwe Gran. Just a desire the spirit shown here by the Cottbus players. We saw some of the fans earlier applauding very honestly, heartfully, the performance more than anything. German crowd, the sort of crowd where if you give your best, that's really all that's asked of you. Not only have they given their best in the game, the Cottbus players rather, they've also done so with quality and with flair. Already a minute into added time. Good interception. And I'm being told that there are 5 added minutes. So one of the 5 has gone. Saabrücken, who don't necessarily look close to managing an equaliser, which the balance of play be something miraculous for Alois Schwarz and his players, but still plenty of time. Need to get players up the pitch, but again the desire, the fighting spirit being shown here by the Cottbus players is it's really allowing them to see out the game. Tatamush. Hold-up play by Ted Tatamush. Giergi. Lift it into the path of Boziaris. Some timer. Pick. Still going, brought down, looked like it was a clean challenge, and now the counter-attack is on with Butler. Best switch of play there from Justin Butler, and the referee now is going to stop play, and this is the kind of thing which always angers players. Too easy to stop play. See what Philip Menzel thinks of that. In many ways, you can understand why he's been shown a yellow card here, the Saabrücken goalkeeper. Change being called by Dominic Pelivan. Standing ovation for the star player, Tolchai Giergi. His 2 goals, the difference. Clever for the first, skillful for the second. And it's Dua, another new signing. And a centre-back who's been thrown on here. Warm applause for the man who scored 15 league goals last season. He's already got 2. Big hug from his head coach. Jukil on for Pelivan as well. Is there one final roll of the dice? Cross comes in. It's dropped. And it's tucked away by Pick. Oh my goodness. Talk about snatching something right at the death. Lack of communication between centre-back and goalkeeper and Saabrücken. And what a day this is turning out to be for Florian Pick. On his competitive debut for Saabrücken, Pick has drilled home twice. It's not Pick, it's going to go down as a known goal off Tim Kampulka. You couldn't tell from the replay. It went so quickly, but it's Kampulka who's put the ball in the back of his own net. It was a horrible effort, as it turned out, by Florian Pick. Surely there's no more twist now. Butler has gone through, and that's going to be a yellow card. And maybe, just maybe, Cottbus are going to have one final chance. Cynical yet again from Schumacher. Well, we're well beyond the 5 minutes of added time that were initially given. Cottbus, who have by and large dominated this game, will be wondering just how they've conceded 3 goals. It won't matter if they're able to get a last-minute winner now. Henry Rohrig has been one of the best players on the pitch this afternoon. Rohrig behind for a corner, and there is going to be time for the corner. Dua adds a little bit of size. Rohrig again. Emphatic game of football to kickstart the Dritte Liga season into life. 6 goals evenly shared between Cottbus and Saabrücken. Cottbus will be wondering just how they've drawn this game. Saabrücken may be wondering how they've drawn the game as well. But the beauty of football is you have to go until the final whistle. Some big words here being exchanged by Klaus-Dieter Wollitz and referee Martin Wilke. Not quite sure what Wollitz can feel aggrieved with. Perhaps the penalty, which came right after Engelhardt had scored Cottbus' 3rd. But the honours are shared at the Energie Stadion. Giergi's brace and Engelhardt's 3rd cancelled out by Sivea, Pick, and an own goal by Kampulka. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring you the game, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning in. Dritte Liga football does continue throughout the weekend, so make sure you tune in to watch that with us. But the final score here at the Energie Stadion in the first game of the season, opening weekend of the season, is FC Energie Cottbus 3, FC Saabrücken 3.